Talk Derby to be podcast.
I like to think I'm a very down-to-earth lad and stay true to myself as, you know, who I am, where I'm from. I'm from Elveston and, you know, from a very working-class background, you know.
I tell you what, I'm not seeing you much on TV, but you're a rubbish actor tonight. You're playing It's because you've got me pissed.
Series 2.
I know. It's exciting, isn't it?
Well, I'm sat most of the first series that we did, we were in pubs, bars, different places, normally with little equipment, and now we're in a studio.
Well, I mean, you say it's a studio, mate. To be fair, it's kind of like a spare bedroom where I've put some foam and egg boxes on the wall. But, you know, aside from that, yeah, if you want to call it a studio, it's a studio.
To the Talk Derby, to me family, this is a studio.
Okay.
I'm not on my own. I've got Pete Allen alongside me.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm good, yeah. I listened to season 1 of the podcast, and when you contacted me and said, mate, can you come on season 2? I went, yeah, of course I can, yeah. And you said, how much do you want being paid? And I went, I don't care. Just buy me a beer, and we'll call it we'll call it quits.
Oh, you a beer then?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, during the last podcast, you bought me a beer, so
yeah, fair enough.
We're absolutely fine. But the last podcast, the podcast, we're in the studio now, and we're introducing a podcast that we've already actually recorded.
Yes, it's quite weird, isn't it, that we've back to front kind of thing, isn't it? We're now introducing something we've already done.
Yeah, but it gives us foresight, doesn't it? Because we know what's on that. So we can, at this point, warn people that if they don't like certain words, you might want to not listen.
Are we going to list them?
No, let's not listen. You can list them.
If you do not like the following words, this podcast is not for you.
We didn't do the C word, did we?
No.
Good. That's absolutely fine then.
Yes.
So on this podcast, we went to a pub and we sat in a back room, a darts room, and we had a chat with James Burrows.
Yes.
Who's, if you don't know, an actor on Coronation Street, plays Ali. What's his name?
Yeah, Dr. Ali Neeson.
Dr. Ali Neeson, been in a whole bunch of other stuff as well.
Yeah.
Cracking actor, actually.
Very good.
Really good actor. And you're a guy from Derby who just likes, you know, you love Derby. We all do, it's fair to say. We're all kind of trapped here, but we like it. It's completely acceptable.
Yeah.
And how do you know all these people?
It's a bit of a long story, really. I've known Jack a long time. Jack O'Connell from mainly from going to Derby County games, really.
Yeah, and Jack O'Connell, as in the Hollywood actor who hangs out with Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, our Jack.
Right, our Jack. Yeah.
Yeah, George Clooney's mate.
Right. Yeah. Of course he is.
So I know a lot of people through him, and through doing the first series of the podcast. It's a case of you kind of know somebody, and then you meet somebody who goes, well, I really enjoyed that. Why didn't you ask so and so to do it? Yeah. And James is someone I met from doing the first podcast. He came on the Shaun Ryder one because he's going to be in the upcoming film.
That's right, yeah.
So he kind of invited himself on it.
Did he?
He found out we were doing it. He went, "I'll come down."
Oh, you're in a pub. You've got Shaun Ryder.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, I'm going to be there.
Yeah, it was quite weird because when we where we were sat in the same room, there was people 3 deep at that bar, 3 deep at the far bar, craning round. Shaun Ryder's in his back room. We had to lock that door.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of got to know James through that, and he's become a mate. We go for a beer occasionally and whatnot, and as you hear, he's a top lad.
Yeah, he is, absolute top lad, and it's a cracking podcast as well. And obviously, you and him and Jack, you all know you know each other through Jack O'Connell.
Yeah. There's kind of as we discussed on the podcast, between the ages of about 18 and 28, there's a big group of creative people from Derby that all. It's like degrees of association. We all know each other minus one person, if you know what I mean. We're all kind of connected in some way or other.
You see, I'm outside of that because I'm 45.
I was just like,
right? So when I was
saying, is that being creative for your age?
You should be on the radio, mate. You should. No, I do sit outside of that. So obviously, you fellas were sat together and you were talking about quite a few of the people I didn't know.
Yes.
And when you said Jack, I realised it was Jack O'Connell. So obviously, for other people listening as well, it's Jack O'Connell, the Hollywood actor guy, who also happens to be from Derby. But also, you talked about Nick Preston.
Yeah, Nick's a good mate of mine who James knows through the television workshop. So Jack went to the television workshop in Nottingham, and so did Nick Preston. Nick Preston's an Allerton lad. He's been in Our Girl, the Michelle Keegan army drama.
Yes,
basically.
yeah,
I think it's in Iraq or Afghanistan. I've never seen it, to be honest. Sorry, Nick.
Sorry, Nick.
And he's recently been in a programme called Ladhood that was on BBC One, which is very funny. It's kind of a dark comedy, where a man's kind of looking back at his own teenage years of where he went wrong and things like that. So, yeah, Nick, we spoke about. I'm trying to think if we mentioned anyone else that found a bit in. I don't think there was.
There's a guy called Ian who runs a television workshop.
Yeah, Uncle Ian, I think James calls him.
That's right.
I don't know him because he's not from Derby. If you're not from Derby, I'm not bothered.
That's a fair enough comment.
My friend list now is exclusively of people who can come on the podcast.
Yeah. If you can come on Talk Derby to me, it's absolutely fine. We're friends, otherwise, get out.
Yes,
okay.
exactly that.
Shall we do season 2 then of Talk Derby to me?
Yeah, let's go.
On. You do it then. You say something because you're the host.
Shall I do my best radio voice? I've had coaching and everything. It's not worked. But
I've had coaching and everything.
That's twiggy, isn't it?
It sounds
it's
like
season 2 of Talk Derby to me. It's not right.
That was perfect.
James Burrows, how are we, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Yeah.
What's going on?
How are you? Are you all right?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's
Sweet,
not
man.
often at the ass back.
No, I know.
It's between the pub environment.
That's nice.
The beers are flowing now. It's good. It's good.
What's going on for James then at the minute?
I'm all right. I feel refreshed, man. I feel like a new guy. I've been working a lot this year. You know, I've been really snowed under with work and stuff. And me and my missus Sophie, we just went away to Marbella actually. So I got back yesterday, which is really nice, quite refreshing. We went out there on a bit of a recce to go and book our wedding for next year. Yeah. So
congratulations.
Yeah, nice one, man. Yeah,
brilliant.
it was a big moment, you know, for both of us. It was very exciting. But it was on a bit of a recce for a few days, and then we just chilled out, and I just needed it. You know, I just needed a little bit of sunshine after all the blizzards and all the snow and stuff. Yeah, I'm glad we went.
Have you been away? Have you? I've not noticed on Instagram or anything.
Yeah, I've not posted at all or done many stories or told people about it. But yeah, I've been away.
Did you go on a boat?
Did I go on a boat? No, I went on a jet ski.
Yeah. Oh, blooming a jet ski. That's proper rock and roll.
I had to go on a jet ski, which was cool. Am I allowed to say that? Yeah, I had a few beers before I went on there.
Different country.
I don't think there's any drink driving laws on the water.
Yeah. I don't think anyone in Marbella is going to be listening to this, so...
No, you're all right.
I wouldn't
we are all
right.
We're definitely free of the Marbella police.
do drink responsibly, though.
Yeah, don't...
Always.
Do what I did. But, yeah, no, it's good. So, I feel... Yeah, it's good, man.
Work-wise, much on at the minute?
Work's good. There's a lot of stuff going on at the minute. Obviously, Coronation Street and stuff, and I've got a few other things coming up in the very near future, which is just very exciting, man. I've got a film, Twist of My Melons, that we're going to go and do in March. Got pushed back a little bit, but I believe it's happening in March. And I've got a few exciting meetings going on. So
Really?
yeah, can't say too much. It's all highly confidential. But,
Oh, that highly confidential thing.
oh, it's going to be a boring
That was
interview.
episode 1 of series 2.
Get him another beer. Come on. Let's hear about this.
Yeah, he needs to get me more piss than that.
Take us back then. Take us back to how you got started, working class dad from Derby, getting started into acting and getting in that line of work. And was it something you always wanted to do, or was it something that came about by accident?
It was a weird one. When I was younger, my sister used to go to Derby Youth Theatre, and my mum was like, you know, you should maybe go and see if you'll enjoy it and stuff. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. I want to be a builder. I know exactly what I want to do. I'm going to be a builder. I'm going to make loads of houses, loads of money. And you know, I ended up going. I don't know why it was. It wasn't like, you know, my mum, she wasn't pushy or anything like that. I just thought, you know what, I'm going to go and do it. So I went there, did a few productions at Derby Playhouse, and then I got recommended to a place in Nottingham, the Television Workshop. So I went along there. It was a tough gig, man. I think it's like, I don't know, a few thousand people audition every year, you know, and only 10 used to get in every year. So that was like wow, okay, this is amazing. And I got my first job. I think it was on This Is England on the film. So I did that. That was the first job I did.
And was a job as a first job.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, it was all right, man. It was all right. I think I was 15 when I did that.
No way.
you know, walking on a film set at the age of 15 is a bit like overwhelming. It's like, fucking hell.
Yeah,
You know, like,
yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah,
I'm
it
on a
would be.
film set and I'm in it.
Yeah, but like, as far as like 15-year-old lad, film star, how does that work with girls? Because as a 15-year-old, do you know what I mean? It was a complete. My year 15 for me was a dry spell.
Okay.
I could have done with a few films.
Exactly. Blakey could have done with some films. You're the film guy. Unbelievable. Yeah.
I think
Impressive
what he's
stuff.
asking is, did you hoover up?
Yeah.
You don't have to answer that.
I was too busy. I was too busy, like,
Yeah.
focusing on and enjoying everything that I was doing at the time, you know, and it snowballed, you know. It's just like, I know I got the advert for the corn advert, I don't know if you remember that or not.
Right.
Did that, and then I just started getting jobs, man, and it was like, wow, okay, I could potentially make a career out of this, you know. And I started taking it a bit more seriously, and you know, and sort of, I don't know what, 12 years on, you know, I've done some really great work. I worked with some great people. I've been very lucky, you know. I worked with some really big names and worked on some big shows, man, which has been amazing.
You worked with The Rock.
Well,
Dwayne Johnson.
I was in the same film as Dwayne Johnson, but
Yeah.
we unfortunately we didn't work together because I was filming in the UK and he was over in the States doing
Right.
that half of it. But
But you can tell
yeah.
people that when you like downtown.
I'll just
and
tell,
on
yeah.
Saturday,
Do you know what? Yeah, I was in a
The
film
Rock.
with The Rock. Yeah. But no, I got to, you know, I worked with like Nick Frost. I mean, Nick Frost played my dad, and he's a funny motherfucker actually.
He's very funny, yeah, he
He's a
is.
very, very
He's well
funny guy.
funny.
He's a very nice guy actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I've been lucky, man. I've been lucky. Obviously, you know, I'm on Corrie at the minute, which is okay, you know, and that's I'm happy, but I get itchy feet, and I sometimes think, you know, I'm missing doing a bit of drama and a bit of film and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And obviously, you know, I've got a few other projects this year on alongside Corrie, so I think that will fulfil my needs and.
Is there a risk being in Coronation Street? Obviously, it's a great job for you to get, but is there a risk that people will start seeing you as Dr. Ali rather than James Burrows the actor, and it does you more harm than good if you overstay your welcome?
100%. Yeah, it was always. I always said when I started my career out, I was like, you know, I'm never going to do soap because there was always this stigma about soap actors and how, you know, it can be very damaging on your career long term. You know, if you're in a soap for like 7 or 8 years. You start to get known as that person.
Yeah,
you know,
you do, yeah,
and it sticks.
So we're saying that you are not going to become the next Ken Barlow.
No,
Right, okay, that's fine.
I mean, you know what? I work with these guys day in day out, and I salute them all. You know, the guys who've been there like even 10 years. You know, like it's for me. Like I like change. You know, I like moving around. I like meeting different people, and for me, I always said from the day I started Corrie and in previous interviews and stuff that I won't stay here forever. You know, but it's been great. I've learned different techniques from being there and different ways of different style of acting. It's very different actually.
Well, I mean, I must admit I don't watch Coronation Street. So when I found out I was interviewing you last night, I woke up at some ridiculous hour. So I went, I'm going to mess about on YouTube. So I'm looking at YouTube, and someone's created a playlist of all of your best moments.
Right,
so you've got
okay.
like some weird stalker somewhere who's gone, I'm going to make a playlist on YouTube. So mate, I saw you fighting, I saw you crying, I saw you kissing, I saw you being a hero. This tests an actor's ability, surely.
The times I saw James, you was having some kind of fit from the drug, and that was
I saw the
unbelievable.
fit, a
acting.
seizure.
That was unbelievable.
That was-
acting.
Yeah.
I remember watching
Thank
it,
you.
fully expecting to be able to take the mick a bit out of James after it, but honestly, I was taken aback. Like,
You can't.
that's incredible.
It was a proper dramatic moment.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's lots of different types of acting. I mean, how do you prepare for a role like that? How do you prepare for, you know, what's the process?
It's a weird one. It's a weird one with soap because, you know, with like drama or film, you've got a beginning, you've got a middle, and you've got an end.
Yeah.
Like the thing with soap is you've got there's no end. You don't know like you don't know what's coming. You don't know what the right is. I mean, you have meetings with the producers and stuff, and they give you a guide of what's going to happen over the next 6 months or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just so weird because, you know, and it's hard to play that character because, you know, you'll play it like 1 minute you'll be like, okay, he's on drugs, like he's really fucked up at the minute, and he's going through a really bad time, and then all of a sudden you get some scripts the next week, and he's okay now, he's all fine, he's off the drugs, he's back okay, he's back practicing as a doctor, everything's hunky dory, and then 10 weeks later he's back on drugs again. So you never.
Are you suggesting that like soaps aren't like real life? This is surprising.
It's so surprising. Yeah, it's strange, but it's testing. It keeps you on your toes all the time. You know?
Yeah.
I like that about it. I like sort of not knowing what's going on sometimes. That's cool.
So what point you speak to the producers and stuff, then you get the script and you go, oh right, so that's what I'm doing. And then how long is it between looking at that script and then going in and doing it?
So from getting the scripts to actually starting to film the first ones, not so long, probably 2-3 weeks.
Right, yeah.
So you know you've got it, and you know the thing with soap acting is it's when you're busy, you're fucking busy, you know, and like you there's a lot to learn. You sort of you go on set, you film for 12 hours a day, you go home, you're learning your lines for the next day.
Yeah.
So it's very full on. You know, for people who've got families and stuff, it's hard.
Yeah, and you are a new family man as well. You got little baby girl,
little baby Betty,
Fantastic.
Betty Burrows. Yeah.
Oh man, congratulations!
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, she's beautiful, and my amazing partner Sophie Coates as well. So without they stand by me for everything I do, and it's hard. It's hard, you know. I'm away from them all the time, and. But then weekends are really precious when you come back and them 2 days are amazing.
Absolutely.
I was going to say, do you get back to Derby a lot, or is it
every weekend?
Every weekend.
It's very important for me to get back every weekend, like see my girls. You know, it's a really nice moment for me, and I hate Sundays because I always have to travel back. So it's a sad time, but yeah, it's what it is. You've got to earn the money, haven't you?
Yeah, you do. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you miss Derby? What are kind of your memories growing up as a youngster? Well, initially in Ulverston, wasn't it, and then up into Duffield.
That's it, man. Yeah.
I don't know if there's a lottery win somewhere in between to go from Ulverston to Duffield. But
I mean, some people go from Ulverston to Chad, but never Ulverston to Duffield.
That was my route.
That's what you call hard-working parents. So I got to salute. I got to salute my mum and dad for that. They took a big step there for both me and my sister. You know, get us in a good school and stuff, and you know, it sort of paid off. But
that Ecclesbourne catchment area.
Oh man, yeah.
That'll stick 50 grand on a house straight away. That will.
Oh mate, fucking mental. Yeah, we're trying to buy it at the minute, and it's like fucking hell, it's insane.
Oh, it is. Seriously, it's not. It's great. It really is crazy. Yeah.
That area, anyway.
Oh yeah, I know.
I'd live in a camper van. I'd happily live in a camper van and just tour around. You know, I'd be all right with that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Do you still have contact with your school friends from Ulverston and the people you grew up with, or?
I do, yeah. I got some great fond memories of Ulverston when I was a young kid. You know, like, I moved out there. I think I was like 10, 11. I was just going into secondary school or whatever. So you know, I think some of the best memories of when you're teenagers, right? But also, you know, when you're a kid. Just awesome, man. I think I've got some great fond memories of both places, and I love where we live, you know. Yeah. I mean, we're a bit more, you know, we've got the countryside on the doorstep, and I love that. You know, I think it's very important for kids nowadays.
Yeah,
as well, especially with my daughter. Like, I hate seeing kids now with like, you know, iPads and phones and stuff, and I just feel like, you know, when you live in somewhere as beautiful as Derbyshire, and there's so many outdoor things to go and do, you should get amongst it more, you know.
Yeah, you should. It's so easy. It's so easy for a kid to pick up an iPad, and it just makes them quiet. And you just go, right, that's a kid sorted. It's so easy to do that. But I think to spend that quality time is so important. I
mean, I've got to hold my hands up, because I'm saying this now, but like, when we go into a restaurant, if we take Betty with us now, we you know, she's in a pram and stuff, and she's got this obsession with this program called Hey Dougie. So we do sometimes we just bang it on our phone only while we're eating. And it's not just for us, but it's for like other people's benefit. Obviously, people are eating, and the last thing we want is like a baby to be screaming for like an hour while they're trying to enjoy the meal. So you know, it's kind of like it does work.
It makes sense.
It does work.
Yeah,
but you've got to have a limit with it, you know.
Absolutely.
You've got to have a cut-off point.
Yeah, totally.
Sorry.
Are you all right, mate? Are we keeping you up?
Are we boring you, mate?
What's going on there? It's like, oh, we're talking about kids.
That was like a cough, sneeze, choke, burp. everything all in one.
It's like Blake just really summed it up. He's like, I don't like kids. Move on the subject.
Yeah, still single, no kids.
This is my show.
I don't know what happened. I was about to ask a question. I got something in my throat. So, Ulverston and the television workshop, something you and Jack have both got in common. What is it about the television workshop and that brings the talent through?
This is Jack O'Connell.
Jack O'Connell.
Because you guys all know each other, and I'm a complete outsider.
Yeah. It was, I think, like, obviously, Jack went to St Benedict's, so did Michael Soccer, Lauren Soccer. Excuse me, I've got something in my throat now. something in the air here.
It's catchy. 3 boys in a quiet room in a pub, all with things in their throats. This is, I'm not sure. I don't know.
It's not that kind of podcast.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's not a dark room, it's the darts room. Let's just fucking get this clear, yeah?
Yeah, it's a darts room.
Yeah. I don't want to hit a bullseye.
Smashed it. Love it.
Yeah. Anyway, Jack O'Connell Television Workshop. Let's be adults.
Let's get back to the mix. So they went to St Benedict's, which is like a performing arts school, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I just got my recommendation was through the Derby Youth Theatre, which was cool. But yeah, the television workshop, man. Let's fucking talk about that for a minute, because that is like, that's amazing, man. Like the Ian Smith, the guy who runs it, is an incredible man. And he's like family to me. He's like, I class him as like an uncle sort of figure. But what he does there, he does turn people's lives around. You know, like people go to him, and if he sees talent in you, he'll let you know. And if you shit, he'll let you know you shit as well.
It's important,
which is so important in this industry. In any, I think in anything like, constructive criticism is really important in whatever you're doing, and that's why I love Ian, because he just like, if you're doing a play and you turn up and you realise, you go, fuck off, you shit, get out. Why are you turning up, wasting our time, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's important.
But there's, he's turned out a lot of talent.
He's turned out a hell of a lot of talent for one organisation to bring out this amount of talent.
Ridiculous
he's doing something really
Ridiculous.
right there.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's a king, man. You got Vicky McClure.
Yeah.
You got Chanel Cresswell.
Yeah.
Who's fucking flying.
Yeah.
She is
Michael
flying.
Soccer's flying.
Yeah.
Jack's flying. Doing
Goose,
all right. I
is
guess.
Thomas Turgoose?
Thomas Turgoose wasn't from the workshop.
Oh, is he
but Ian did a lot of workshopping with him on when we were filming This Is England. Shane Meadows was sort of like, because Thomas Turgoose was off the streets. He was like, he wasn't an actor. He got picked out on the streets, and he was like, "Do you want to come and do a film?" And he was like, "Yeah, all right." He's, I mean, he's a good mate of mine. I can say this. He was a cocky little shit. I love you, Tomo. I love you, man. But he was there. He was just a little shit, wasn't he? And like he's got an amazing career now, and he's done really well. And thanks to people like Shane Meadows and Ian Smith who steered him in the right direction. He's done well. But everyone's done well. I'm fucking happy for everyone, man.
Yeah.
I'm so pleased.
It does
for
seem
everyone.
from the outside to be like one big family. And people that are from the workshop will always talk about the workshop in interviews and refer to everyone else. It's like you're all one big family.
Yeah. And Perry Fitzpatrick as well. I can't forget. He's absolutely smashing it. And Joel Morris. In fact, them guys they're doing a film over at Ilkeston tonight. I think they're doing a night show. I might fly over and see them.
Really?
And have a beer with them, actually. Yeah. So it's all going on, man. I like it's all local. Like, they're shooting in like Derby and Nottingham, and there's loads of stuff happening. You guys are doing your podcast. There's loads of stuff happening in Derby now. It's great.
There is, yeah.
I love that,
It's a great place, and it's
amazing.
Yeah, it's somewhere I've always been from, and I wouldn't move, because you can get to everywhere from here, can't you? And what's the why would you want to move?
It's the Midlands.
Yeah, it's the Midlands.
One thing that I've learned since doing this podcast through having the Instagram, I kind of had this as an idea, sitting in this room in this pub, and we kind of knew that, obviously, we know Jack, James, the people that we know we can get on, and we're all kind of friends. But
Nick Preston,
shout out Nick Preston.
Big up Nick Preston. Sorry, mate.
Second. Oh yeah, he's workshop, isn't he?
He is. Yeah. That's right. Another massive Derby guy who's doing amazing. So yeah, sorry.
But yeah, Nick. But then once you get on to Instagram, once you get on and have a page, and then you follow like the I'm Just Darbs page, and then you follow this, there's that much talent going on. There's breakdancers, there's rappers. Eyes is smashing it.
Eyes is big up Eyes as well.
Yeah, Eyes is smashing it. Sandy Ryan, Olympic boxer.
Sandy Ryan.
It could go on. We could just do a whole half an hour podcast listing people.
Ty Mitchell,
Fraz. Yeah, JB Frazavulu. He's doing a podcast separate to this now off the back of it.
Yeah, it's amazing, man.
It's brilliant. This between the ages of 18 to 30 in Derby, there's so much.
Yeah, there is.
And there's such a brilliant art scene that when we were 18, there really wasn't. There's open mic nights, there's comedy nights. It's just such a bustling scene at the minute. It's real proud to be from Derby at this point in time. It's unbelievable.
It is, and it seems to have happened recently as well. Like you say, it didn't used to be the case.
I think it started when I started the podcast, to be honest.
yeah. It's all you, baby. And the Bustler Market.
You're welcome.
The Bustler Market in Derby.
Smashing it.
How good's that? Since that's happened, man.
Cracking,
It's like
really.
a real point. There was a point when I was like, 18, 19, I was going off like travelling to London or Leeds or Scotland and, going off to do these dramas and films and stuff, and I was like, I fucking hate Derby, I hate Derby. But now I'm like, I'm really loving Derby. It's good.
It's one of those places that you want to get away from, and when you do get away from it, you go, no, I'm coming back.
Yeah,
and when you come back, you're like, and it's weird, but when I get back, when I've been anywhere, it's always like, this is home. Do you know what I mean? Why would I want to move from here?
Well, I'm always like that because
Makes no
people always use the thing of, Derby's crap, you want to go to Nottingham, and I think, it's a shithole, but it's our shithole. That's what it's like, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the attitude. It is.
I love a good shithole. I do.
We're back to the dark room.
Back to the dark room. Dark, not dark.
Turn the lights up. Someone turn the lights up.
Bustler Market, you're going to have a bit of a secret project at the minute, innit? You can tell us a little bit about it, can you? Or?
Yeah. I'll tell you a bit about it. So I've just I'm just in the process at the minute of setting up a new company, doing a street food company,
Really?
which is quite cool. And we've got we're friends with Ben who runs Bustler, and I'm not sure the other people. Did you say?
Yeah, there's a lady called Liv who
Liv runs it
is
as well.
part of it as well. So yeah.
So it's exciting. It's obviously not just Bustlers we're going to do. We're going to do like there's the one in Sheffield. There's got Digbeth dining over at Birmingham and stuff, and there's loads of little street food places popping up now, which is quite exciting. But it's we're quite early in the stages of setting our company up, so I don't want to talk too much about what food we're going to be cooking on the podcast or anything yet, just because.
Cool, yeah.
Don't want anyone nicking my fucking ideas. I saw a little gap in the market. I thought, I'm going to smash this.
I can't say anything. I've got Pete in the corner who does all the podcasts, and suddenly I've arrived on the scene. I have an idea for every podcast going.
I know, but it's good. It's good. I mean, you're not taking any money out of my pocket, whereas if someone starts doing the same food that you plan, then we've got a problem.
Yeah, rivals, man.
Yeah, but what?
Chips and turf wars. Let's go. I've actually just bought a horse box as well. It's like a horse box trailer, so that's what we're going to be.
I saw that.
That's
Did you say? I saw a Facebook status the other day. Was it? Can someone paint a horse box?
Yeah.
He hasn't got a horse.
any listeners out there? Anyone can do me a good price on a respray? Let me know.
So what are you using the horse box for? Because you guys know each other and you're talking in the same language. I'm going, what does he? He's doing food.
I don't know. I've seen a Facebook
box
status that says he needs a horse box spray, and I don't know. He doesn't own any horses.
No, you see,
that's all I know.
I need to back up, and I need to know why a man who doesn't have any horses, who's in Coronation Street, has a horse box that needs to be painted.
So basically, people started doing it like sort of 4 or 5 years ago. I think I saw the first one like 4 or 5 years ago, and someone had bought a horse box and converted it into a food van.
Oh right, I'm with you now.
It was just cool because it's like, what the fuck? That's a horse trailer.
box.
And they painted it and had all flowers on it and like speakers and music, and they were making really nice food, and I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
And I got the idea a few years ago, but I've just been too busy. So I've just got a bit of time at the minute. I thought I'll crack on with it and actually make it happen. But so it's basically just a cooking and serve food out of it.
But to me, because I am very much like, I think about one thing, I got one thing, I go, oh, I'm doing radio, oh, I'm doing podcasts, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing the other. How do you go from doing what you've been doing for years to like setting up a business and going, right, I'm going into catering. This is the next, the side hustle, if you will. How do you get? What made you decide on catering?
My head's like a scrambled egg.
Right.
It's like Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit mashed up.
You want, I like
don't know,
food.
really.
I'll do food. I like food.
I love food. I love eating food. And start going to these street food markets and like really enjoying them.
Yeah.
And my auntie and uncle, they've got catering wagons. They've always worked in the industry. So and I used to work on the burger vans actually for them. I used to do a bit of that. So So there's a little, there's something in there which sort of makes a bit of sense.
Yeah.
And I just, you know what, just a bit of a, not an entrepreneur, but I like
a doughboy.
I'm a doughboy. I'm a doughboy. Yeah, I'm a proper doughboy. I like, I am. I'm like a, I like keeping busy.
Yeah,
I like making money.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, why not?
You only live once, don't you?
You
So
do.
like, let's just have a go at these things, and if they don't work out, fuck them off. Do something else.
I like that attitude.
So when you come on, if we get a series 3, or if you come on later in the series, is it going to be? Does anyone want to buy a horse box?
No. Let's not be negative. It's very early stages.
It
all right?
is, yeah.
What I'm going to do, actually, what we're going to do is we're going to, in fact, we'd love to invite you guys down to come and do. We're going to have like a taster, sort of like trial with all like family and close friends and stuff, and it'd be great if you guys could come down and try our food.
Definitely.
God, man, you said free food. Did you say free food?
I said free food.
I'm there.
And drinks. And drinks. The beers included.
Quit it.
We're in.
We are in.
I knew I'd make it one day.
It'd be nice.
We've
Just you guys
arrived.
come and just be honest. Let us know.
Yeah,
We'd really appreciate that if you could do that.
I'd really appreciate that.
Yeah,
I can do
we'll
that. I can do
definitely
that.
come.
Yeah.
Sweet. We're in. I've run out of beer.
I know.
I've
I'll
run
get
out of
another
beer.
beer in. I'll get another beer because I've run out of beer as well,
Yeah.
or I will be doing very soon.
I don't know if I can shout this beer.
Watch your space.
While we're in the mix.
Yeah, we're getting.
Are we on it? Are we
Yeah.
going to do it? Yeah.
Talk Derby to Me podcast.
Right, back in. Topped up.
Mix. That's top up. Right.
Excuse me.
Right, so we spoke in depth about what you've done career-wise. Have you got a career highlight, something you could put your finger on and go, that's real, that's something that I'm really proud of doing? Is there something that sticks out for you?
There was some serious acting that I've done that was like, well, I suppose if you want to say I was sort of not proud of myself, but I was happy with the work, if you like. So I did a show called Love, Lies and Records, and I had to play a guy with basically my girlfriend in the show. She found out she got cervical cancer when she was 6 months pregnant. So it was a really heavy, deep show. It was very, very serious, and it was a really hard part to play for me because it was very emotional. Sort of 80% of the scenes were me just fucking breaking down and crying, and it was really, really testing. And I think that's probably one of my proudest pieces of work. But then I've worked on a few things like. Had a couple of days on a film called Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise, and that was just like fucking mind blowing. It was just like the budget for the film, the set, just everything about it. Same with Robin Hood, with Russell Crowe and Kate Blanchett. When I did that, I was quite young. I think I was like 19, and it was all a bit like sort of overwhelming. It was like, I'm working with Russell Crowe, which is he's massive, isn't he? I really rate him as an actor as well.
Oh, he's a brilliant actor, isn't he?
Yeah, and he was a nice guy. He was a really cool guy, man. Like we filmed Robin Hood, and then it was the last day, and he decided to throw a massive party for all the cast and the crew, and he threw a lot of money into it, and we sat down and drank brandy and smoked a cigar together and had a nice chat, and that was like a crazy moment in my life, I guess.
That's one of them moments, because I have it, and I'm sure Pete's had it a lot more than me, but we have them as well, like that, where you kind of sit there and you're like, it's like out of body, you go,
is this happening?
Is this happening?
Yeah.
This is incredible. So is that one of the moments you look back and think, and then you don't really realise at the time, you look back and think, just had a cigar with Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
I had that moment after feeling 50 Cent's muscles. I don't know why. I don't know. As I was squeezing it, I thought, that's for his bicep. This is weird, man.
How does that come about?
Well, I don't really know, if I'm honest with you. I interviewed him about 10 years ago, and his entourage, they're really scary, but none of them are as big as him. Right. So I'm thinking you need to get yourself some bigger henchmen. Do you know what I mean? Because you're pretty damn scary yourself. You're massive. And we had he touched me up, I touched him up. That wasn't exactly the case.
That's the tease for the start of the podcast.
Yeah. But for me, when someone's there and they're massive and they're clearly absolutely massive, the great way of disarming them is to say, dude, do you mind if I have a feel? Is that... do you know what I mean? It's like, Jesus, is that real? Let me feel that.
If I went in the paddock my local and someone was big and scary and I went, hey up mate, do you mind if I have a feel?
It might be misunderstood. It might be misunderstood.
Yeah. You didn't touch his tongue then?
No, I didn't touch his tongue, no.
Do you know about his tongue?
No, I don't, no.
He's still got a piece of shrapnel, you know, from when he was shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was shot, wasn't he?
Yeah, he got shot. Yeah,
he was.
He's still got a piece of shrapnel in his tongue.
I didn't know
It
that.
was on the was it Graham Norton show the other night?
Right.
Is it Judi Dench or someone was like, yeah, and she thought, yeah, he's still got it in his tongue.
Jeez.
You should have grabbed that, mate.
I'm not staying away from his tongue. I'm staying well away from that.
Have you had any other kind of surreal moments? Because you must have worked with some big names.
I worked with some really nice people like Christopher Eccleston. He was a lovely bloke, and like I say, Lena from Game of Thrones. She played with my mum, and Nick Frost, and I've worked with some lovely people.
Yeah.
I just feel blessed. I feel so fortunate, you know. But I've always been. I don't think I've ever lost my head or anything like that, and I've always been very, very down to earth. I like to think I'm a very down to earth lad, and stay true to myself as you know who I am, where I'm from. I'm from Alveston, and you know, from a very working class background. You know,
I think that's one thing that shines through when we was talking about the young talent in Derby. We've all kind of got each other's backs. I class myself in that, not that I'm calling myself talented, but I'm doing the podcast and speaking to these people.
Absolutely.
And, but the people, like, the first person we ever had on was Ty, that didn't end up getting on for different reasons. But Ty Mitchell, he's going to be... Tyson Fury saying he's like, if it weren't for him, he'd been winning world championships. We'd never done a podcast before, sat in this room, and Ty went, I love that idea, I'll come down. And every single person we spoke to, I think that's a real thing of Derby. And even Jack's like bigging us up and doing it all. And he 1 minute he's in Hollywood, or with Colin Farrell, and the next day he's in here, having it with us.
Having a pint, having a crap with the lads.
I think that's a big thing about the Derby. The young Derby people that are doing well, they always remember Derby, and I think that's the real key to why this works.
And what I noticed as well is I think, and this isn't, I'm sure it's not just a Derby thing, but Derby people ain't stuck up. Do you know what I mean? It's like a minute ago, and you caught yourself saying you were proud with some of your work, and then you backed up and you kind of went, actually, proud's probably the wrong word. I was happy with my performance. Yeah. And you go, do you know what? Proud. You can be proud of what you've done.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. But you know, and I think there's just a lot of humility amongst people that we're talking about, and that's really nice. That's nice.
Yeah, nice one, man. Yeah, I think so. I think everyone who we've just spoke about, like, you know, Ty Mitchell, Eyes, Nick Preston, Chanel Cresswell, Jack, like all them. Everyone's dead humble, man. Everyone's cool, you know, and that's what life's about. I've worked with some right dickheads in my time. And it's normally the people who are like, actually, they're not actually that big a profile. They're not like, you know, Hollywood or anything. But it's normally them people who think they're fucking amazing. It's like, hang on a minute, like we're all humans, right? I don't treat anyone differently. You know, at Coronation Street, I don't treat, you know, I mean, I'm not naming names, but unfortunately some people do. But, you know, the catering staff, them guys who produce that food day in, day out, you know, every day I go to that queue, I ask them how they are, how their day is, you know, like, how are you getting on? Are you all right, darling? Yeah, good, thank you. Doesn't cost anything, does it?
No, it doesn't. No,
doesn't cost anything.
No, not at all. But it's because you
some
care.
People look down at them. It's like, what? Because you think they're cooking your food, you think you're better than them. And like, no, fuck off.
Like, you do see that, and I can imagine that. And when you know, you've talked about loads of people and big stars, and you go, oh, they're a really nice guy, and you know, and there's always that part of you. Like I've met some people as well, and you go, some of them are utter arseholes, but then some of the biggest ones you meet, and you go, do you know what a nice human being. You know, it concern you go, oh, when I meet that person, am I going to be disappointed? No, I'm not. Great day. Do you know what I mean? I think it's because there's a perception that you can be an arsehole if you're big, and they're trying to play that role rather than actually being a human being. And it's nice when people don't.
Well, people forget, you know, that whatever industry you're in, whether you're in radio or TV or football or whatever, when you get down to the basics of it, they're all quite small industries, you know.
Yeah.
And people don't forget. People remember. Like they're like, you know what, he's a knob. I don't want him on my film. Or same on radio. He's a bit of a dick. He's got a bad attitude problem. I don't want him on the radio.
And people talk to each other.
And it's
like,
talk.
and do you know? I don't know. I presume that TV's the same, but everyone loves a gossip.
Oh,
I mean, radio, God, gossip. And I can imagine TV's exactly the same. So if someone's a dickhead, everybody knows they're a dickhead. You can't be a secret dickhead.
That's it. That is it. Yeah, there's no secret dickhead.
I'm off then.
Off you go, Blakey.
He's just left the room.
He's not a dickhead.
No, just a bit of ad libbing there. No, but so, you say like the gossiping is rough. I think without the gossip, I think that's just starting out in radio and you have some tough moments. Without the gossip, I think that's kept me going for a lot of it.
I think do you know, honest to God, sometimes you go into work and someone will look at you and they'll go, "What do you know then?"
Yeah,
like,
that's
what?
it. That's the
What?
first question.
You go, "I know less today than I did yesterday, mate."
That's
Get over it.
Being a freelancer, it's always my first question when I walk in and go, "What you got to tell me then?
Yeah.
What you got to tell me?"
What, you wouldn't believe what so and so? What happened with so and so? Oh, flipping heck.
Yeah.
You can't. No one's a secret dickhead.
No one's a secret dickhead.
I'm gonna write that
What
down.
a life lesson.
Live and learn, kids. Live and learn.
What's your ultimate goal then? Obviously, you're in acting, done television, done film. Have you got a path, a few goals along the way that you see yourself trying to hit, or?
Yeah, I think the goal is to get out to the States. I think it's it's a big thing for actors or actresses. I think the big thing is to get out to LA next year.
Next year?
Yeah. I'm going to get out there for like pilot season, and you just got, like I said earlier about the businesses and stuff, like you just got to just go for it, haven't you?
You do.
It doesn't work out. You know, if you get over there, like, you know, you're not ready to be here yet, get back on the plane. You know, it's no biggies. There's no losses. So I think for me, get out to the States. I want to do some more nitty gritty British stuff, drama, film, and I'm happy. I'm a very content man. You know, I've got a beautiful family. I do something I love. I wake up every day. I do something I love, and you know what? Even if it just stayed as it is what it is now, I'd be happy. But I have ambitions, like everyone. You know, I have dreams, and I'm going to try and hit them targets.
Yeah.
If I don't. I've not lost anything.
Sure.
At least I can say when I'm 70 years old, I had a go at it.
Yeah.
I tried it, and I've got no regrets.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And that's me. You know.
No, totally. So, like, you say go out to the States, dream role at in the States, right? In a year's time, you're in the States. What's the dream role? What do you want to do?
Oh, I want to play the Joker.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I want to play an absolute fruitcake.
Yeah.
Absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
I want to scare people.
Yeah.
I like that, you know. If someone says to me, like, even my agent, you know, we sit down, we have dinner and we talk, and like, what do you want to do next year? What do you want to do? And I like a bit of comedy. I like a bit of that. I like having a laugh, but I fucking love playing an absolute nutcase, horrible bastard.
Yeah. I saw.
It's not because I am. No.
Nice guy.
Nice playing.
Well, you seem like a nice guy to me.
It's all a show.
No, I mean, the last guy who played the Joker, Heath Ledger. Not Heath Ledger. Bloody hell! What's it? Oh Christ.
Don't ask me because I can't pronounce his name.
I've lost.
We all know who we're on about.
We know all
Phoenix.
about that,
Phoenix. Let's call him Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Mental.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Mental name.
Don't ask me. I'm not allowed on the radio because I can't speak. So.
So I hear. That's ridiculous.
That vegan bloke.
Yeah, that vegan man.
That vegan
The
bloke,
vegan guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool, man. He's awesome. I remember watching him. He was in Gladiator, wasn't he? Can you remember him in Gladiator? And he played like the king, didn't he?
Yeah.
Ah, he did, yes.
Yeah.
I've not seen that for years.
He's a great actor, man.
Yeah,
He's awesome.
he is, yeah.
But like that, I mean, I've always been a massive fan of Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy.
Oh, he's a proper actor.
I feel like we've got a lot of similarities.
I was going to say that.
I feel like I've got a lot of similarities, especially with like the roles that he plays, the roles that I love playing. You know, the roles that I can get really amongst. So I don't know, but I'm content. I'm happy. You know, whatever happens.
Do you know what? That's a blooming good attitude. That is. It really is.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
What about Bond?
I'm too fucking ugly to play Bond. I'm never going to get that far, am I?
Mate, you can play Bond in a dark room. It's fine.
In a dark... Oh, yeah,
Dark
perfect.
room.
Yeah.
Perfect,
yeah. No, I don't know. Yeah, it'd be awesome to play, wouldn't it? Be that cool. It'd be awesome. Yeah. I tell you what I'd like to do more of is what I'm focusing more on this year is I'd like to be able to do a bit more of my own sort of stunts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm like... I'm starting horse riding lessons very soon.
Really?
We've already got the horse box.
You've got the horse
I've
box.
got a horse box.
You've got the horse
It's
box.
not for the horses, though.
It's not for the horses.
It's for the food. But yeah, I'm starting horse riding lessons. It's a really big thing. If you can act and you've got a certain look about, for like period stuff.
Yes.
If you've got horse riding on your CV, it's a real like opens doors,
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
But I'm scared. Don't really like horses.
No, you don't want to stand behind them.
They're very unpredictable animals, aren't they?
Yeah,
They
they
can
are,
be very
yeah,
unpredictable. And I'm not going to lie. Like I ride motocross bikes, and they don't scare me like a horse scares me.
No, because you've got the throttle and you know what to do. You're in control of the bike.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the same.
But it's like, So that's a new venture again, another venture this year that I'm getting amongst.
So that's something.
That's
That's,
impressive.
something that you'd never ever think. Like me and Pete, from being outside of the television acting world, you'd never think, oh right, well if James goes and learns to ride a horse, he's going to get loads more work. It's something you'd never, as an
wouldn't.
outsider, you'd never think.
You wouldn't consider that, no.
Yeah,
No.
anything like that. I mean, we were lucky on Robin Hood. We got to have archery lessons, so we had archery training for like 4 days.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like intense. It was like But again, it's a great skill, for like period stuff or whatever, and fighting scenes. I mean, you learn a lot about fighting scenes as you film, and tricks of the camera and all that. It's but it's just all exciting. So I love it. I love doing what I do.
Hey.
How old are you now, James? We're a similar age, aren't we? You're 27.
28, yeah.
So you started acting at 15. If you could tell 15-year-old James now one piece of advice, what would it be? I know what mine would be to 15-year-old Blake.
Yeah, go on. You go first, and then I'll do it.
Count to 10.
Count to 10.
Yeah.
Do
you know when you're in situations and
yeah.
you think, and just be like, just take a step back and just go, and then because I'm all right now. I'm not saying I'm all right now. Like I was like some psychopath boys.
I'm all right now.
I'm all right now. I've not had a straight jacket on in years.
They've let me out. I'm all right.
Yeah, I'm all right now.
But I used to get into situations and be like, react immediately, like it was the end of the world, and especially trying to make it into. We're in similar industries where it's competitive and whatnot, and just you kind of realise that things aren't the end of the world, and just be patient. And I think that would be mine. Just take a step back a little bit more and survey the situation. Is there anything that you kind of would tell yourself?
I think it's a very good point, man. Can't stand. I like that. There's a lot of things I tell myself. I don't smoke. It's one of my biggest regrets in life.
You do smoke like a chimney as well.
Like a chimney.
You don't just smoke. You
like a chimney. Yeah,
you like Doc Cotton.
Yeah. I am Doc Cotton. But I'd have said, don't smoke. And it's very similar to what you just said, man. Can't fucking stand. Chill out. Just chill. Enjoy the moment. Like, same with I used to go to auditions and I'd get really fucking stressed out. So I'd be like, right, I've got to get a bus into Derby from Duffield. Then I've got to walk to the train station, get on the train, go down to London, go get on the tube, then run to the fucking show. And I'd be really stressed and I'd be like, oh. And then you don't get the part. And you don't get the part because you're not concentrating, you're not in the zone.
Sure.
So I think the count to 10 thing works.
It's
exactly
affected my
for
work
that.
recently because I've been that worked up about doing stuff. Then it affects you because you're that bothered about it whirling around your head. You're not actually concentrating on being the best you can be at what you can do.
Yeah.
Because I know in my head I'm very good at what I do, but then if you're kind of stressed out and then you're thinking about that rather than thinking, oh, I've got to do that.
Yeah.
What about you, Pete?
I don't know, really. I mean, count to 10, I really do like that, but I can't cop out by saying, what he said. What my mate
can't all
said.
just copy me.
What my mate said, count to 10. I think I probably used to, as a 15-year-old, you just think that I thought I was crap.
Really?
Yeah, genuinely. I was just a kid who thought he was crap.
Oh, man.
And I started, and I just thought, I don't know, really. Started doing radio when I was 18, so that brought me out of myself a little bit. But when I was, if I could go back and go, you're not crap, you're all right, to be fair.
Believe in yourself.
You just,
I
just
think
believe
I
in
need a little
yourself
bit of that at the
bit
minute.
better.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
kind of like that in my 20s still. You're still like, you just need a...
Well, you're not crap, Blake.
Thank you.
You're not crap.
You're far from crap.
I'm clipping that off.
You use that as your ringtone if you
That's
want.
going on the show reel.
Blake, you're not crap.
That's a valid point.
Just
man.
one more.
yeah.
That's a valid point. I think, I think for anyone who's listening, young or old, there's no age, is there? But just
No.
fucking believe in what you're doing, man.
You've got to, yeah.
Believe in what you're doing. Enjoy life. We only get one.
That's absolutely,
Just enjoy it.
True,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Love
And don't
everyone.
worry about stuff as well, because I don't know about you, but I still do this now. I worry too. If I've got too much stuff to do, I worry rather than actually enjoying what I'm doing. And I do enjoy what I do. I worry about the next thing I'm doing. And when a microphone's on and you're having a chat, this is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
But once that microphone's closed, I'll be thinking, right, what have I got to do later?
It's
What have I got to
everything
do
comes with
tomorrow? And just chill out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you like that being on set once the camera's on and you're rolling and you're kind of like, that's it,
I'm the same with you boys. I'm in my element. I'm the most relaxed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yesterday...
What happened yesterday?
Oh yeah, hang on. Oh yeah, another Facebook status.
Yeah.
Another Facebook status where he said he was nearly brown bread on a plane that I forgot to ask you about. On a plane.
Yeah.
Don't start with this because I hate planes. Seriously, I can't travel on planes, and I'm travelling on a plane in about 6 weeks.
Really?
Tell the story,
me.
James. Tell the story.
Tell the story. I can't hear the story. La 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 la. I am not listening to the story.
Fucking hell. I probably shouldn't say it now.
No, go on.
Tell me the story.
Do it.
So, you know, me and Sophie, we're going back to the UK. We know it's a bit bad weather back in the UK. We're like, it's all right. We take off, we're having a nice steady flight. We're flying, then the captain comes in and says, hello, this is Gordon, your captain speaking. And fucking hell, all of a sudden he goes right.
Did you swear?
The captain said fucking hell.
He didn't say fucking hell. No.
If the captain says fucking hell, you know you've got a problem.
No.
That's when you say your last
No, I
right.
did two different voices there, all right? Well, I tried to. Hello.
This is like whose line is it anyway now?
I tell you what, I'm not seeing you much on TV, but you're a rubbish actor tonight. You're playing
It's because you've got me pissed.
You're playing the part of the
That's
captain.
what it is. But no, honestly, and he came on and he was like, oh, this is Gordon, captain speaking. Oh, right. He said, we're just trying to drop below the clouds. We were half an hour away. Just to warn you all, it's going to be a bumpy ride.
Right.
And we were like, oh, fuck's sake. Like, I don't like flying. The missus doesn't like flying.
Yeah, no.
We're coming down. We're dropping below the clouds. I shit you not, we're in a storm. We're like in a storm. The plane's going from side to side. And as the literally, the closer we get to the ground, obviously my missus, bless her, she's upset. She's like on verge of having a panic attack.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to chill her out, but deep down I'm shitting my pants, like absolutely not having a nice time at all. So I'm trying to do both things. I'm trying to calm myself down and calm her down. And we get to the runway, and I'm looking out the window, and I'm like, oh fuck! And the plane, it couldn't control it. It was going like that, and I was like, there's no way we're going to be able to land. He's going to have to take off again, and we're going to be back up in that storm for another 20 minutes. And it was, to be honest with you, it was horrible.
Yeah.
I literally said, Sophie. In fact, when we got to the airport, I googled how far it is to drive from Derby to Marbella. So I thought,
No way.
no, I'm shitting you not, and I can tell you the exact time. The exact time I think is 1 day and 20 minutes or something. It's about 24-hour drive.
Yeah, just set off a day earlier.
Yeah,
and live.
do you know what I mean? Because I was like, I'm never flying again.
Jesus.
I'm not going to do it again.
That's horrible.
I was so anxious.
But don't
Like,
you find there's that moment and you're looking for the air stewardesses and you're going, right, if she's shitting herself, I'm shitting myself.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
And you can't see him.
Yeah.
And it's because they're strapped in.
Once they fucked
they're hiding, mate.
Exactly.
Once they fucked off, you know you're in trouble.
Excuse me, I'm going to press the bell. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, no. They've all gone. I hate it. I can't stand flying.
Not for me.
man.
Not for me.
No,
personally.
no,
But
no.
you know what? If it was a storm, you know what I mean? If it wasn't that, I think next time I'd just look and say, right, if there's bad weather conditions, I'm not going to fly.
Yeah.
I'd rather
I'll tell
just
you-
say I'm going to stay here another day.
The other thing as well, bearing in mind your career prospects and what you want to do, I'd start Google mapping how long it takes to drive to Hollywood.
Yeah,
Because it could take a while.
long time, yeah. A few boats, a few cars, probably get through a few
I'm
cars.
just leaving LA, babe. I'll see you in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's it. No,
I'm in a boat with the chickens. I'll be there at some point.
the moral of the story, kids, is don't fly in winter. End of.
Yeah. Good
That's
call.
it. That's it.
Hollywood in the summer. That's it.
We're about exhausted, haven't
think
we?
we are.
Haven't we? James, absolute pleasure, mate, as always. Thank you.
Boys, thank you very much for having us on the show. Really, really appreciate it. It's been great fun, man. And thanks for getting me pissed.
No, thank you.
It's our pleasure.
Absolute pleasure, and thank you for the free food that we'll get.
Yeah. I'll let you know about that. Seriously, in the
from
next
the
4 or
horse
5
box.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm only coming round if you've been rated 5 stars by the health and safety.
Everything will be on point. It won't be horse meat.
Good job. All right then. Good.
Nay, it won't.
Delete that bit. That sounds dead shit. Sounds awful.
From my point of view, James, thanks. You've been supportive all the way along, mate. Smashed it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And Pete, love it, mate. Thank you for coming down. It's been brilliant, hasn't it? I've had a real laugh.
Thank you, boys.
This started as a little pipe dream in this room, and now we've got all this equipment and headphones on. It's a bit mad, really. But
Now it's happening.
Now it's happening.
And I'm waiting for you to turn this mic off because I've had this big crisp in my hand for ages. I just want to.
I think we should have
See you later, Pete.
I think we should have a nice photo. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's have a photo. Nice one. Thank you for listening.
Big love. Thank you.
Talk Derby to me.
Talk Derby to me podcast.